Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Legal Tender. I'm back in the building, back in the vault. I pulled out some notes to make a new video. I want to start off how I always do by thanking everybody for supporting the channel. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're a fan of numismatics, if you're a fan of paper currency, if you're just getting into the hobby, stay rocking with me, stay rocking with the channel. Every Tuesday is Legal Tender Tuesday, and I'll be making a new episode every week, speaking about something new, different, or interesting within the realm of numismatics. If you have any questions, comments, or input, put it down in the comments section. I respond to everything, and I look forward to reading your responses. Throughout the video, if I say something that isn't 100% accurate or it's a little different from what you know, let me know via the comments. I'll go back, hit the books, and make sure I have the right information moving forward. All right, with that being said, let's get into today's episode. All right, so the notes I pulled out and what I will be speaking about is this right here. $2 denomination. I'll be speaking about the $2 bill and everything that comes with it, different designs, different currency types, and so on and so forth. All right, so let's get it. All right, so just by looking at the note, you can see that it has an image of Thomas Jefferson. All right, Thomas Jefferson was born on April 13th, 1743, and died July 4th, 1826. Thomas Jefferson was a very accomplished individual. He was an American statesman, a diplomat, lawyer, architect, philosopher, and also a founding father. Thomas Jefferson also served as the third president of the United States from 1801 until 1809. Among the Committee of Five charged by the Second Continental Congress with drafting the Declaration of Independence. Jefferson was the primary author of that document. All right, so following the American Revolutionary War and prior to becoming president in 1801, Jefferson was the first U.S. Secretary of State under George Washington, and then the nation's second vice president under John Adams. So just going off the numbers of what I just spoke about and what I found out, again, Thomas Jefferson was a very accomplished individual. He was the first U.S. Secretary of State, the second vice president, and the third president of the United States. A lot of major accomplishments. All right, so the first $2 bill, called United States notes or legal tenders, were issued by the federal government in 1862 and featured a portrait of the first Secretary of Treasury, Alexander Hamilton, which we see right there. Now zooming in a bit, you can just look at the detail of this note, man. It's a very beautiful note. I've always thought that anytime I've seen them, but everybody know that I primarily go with currency that is series year 1928 and below, but I'm gonna change the game up a little bit and look at broadening my overall numismatics collection. So again, these are some beautiful notes, very ornate, if you will. Nice looking notes. So that's what they used to look like. This is what they currently look like now. Well, this is one of the more recent versions of this denomination. $2 bill. Jefferson up top. Well, Jefferson there. And I'll speak about the reverse more in a minute. So this is what these notes currently look like. And again, these notes were called United States notes. Tell the currency type up top, United States note. Red seal, red serial number, U.S. notes. All right, so these notes, these United States notes, came in 3 series. And they was printed in series year 1928. (1953) in 1963. So we have these notes. This currency type had these 3 series years printed: 1928, 1953, and 1963. All right. So in 1928, when all U.S. currency was changed to its current size, this size right here, the $2 bill was issued only as a United States note. The obverse featured a cropped version of Thomas Jefferson's portrait that had been used on previous $2 bills. The reverse featured Jefferson's home, Monticello. That's what we got here. I'll speak a little bit more about this in a minute. As with all United States notes, the Treasury seal and serial numbers were red. The series of 1928 $2 bills featured the Treasury seal superimposed by the United States obligation to the left of the image, and to the right of the portrait, it was the word in gray that denoted the denomination. All right, so to the right, you have the Treasury seal that was superimposed over the obligation of the note. To the right of the portrait, no, to the left of the portrait, and to the right of the portrait, you have the word of the denomination, and this is in gray. Now, speak about this right here is the reason I'm speaking about it is because with further or other series years, there's a slight change. So more to follow on that. All right, so now during the 1950s, production of the $2 bill began to decrease. The scarcity of the notes led some people to start saving any they received, which then resulted in the bills becoming less common in circulation. Now moving to the next series year, which is 1953, as we see here. Zooming in a bit. I had a series year 1953, and as we see up top, United States note, red seal, red serial number. Now, on the 1953 series, the $2 bill received minor design changes. The Treasury seal was made smaller and moved to the right side of the bill. It was superimposed over the gray word "to." The United States obligation now became superimposed over the gray numeral 2. All right, so looking at the previous note, 1928. Now we have a 1953. Let's look at some of the differences. Still got this glare, man. I'm gonna change up the hours. I had a home dude, my buddy AP, he recommended I should close the blinds. So I'm gonna try something new next video. All right, so as we got the Treasury seal here on the left side, as we can see on the older note, the 53 series, it was moved to the right side, and they had the numeral added over the obligation, and that is gray. We still got the word "to" over here, which is gray as well, but you can see it looks as if the Treasury seal and the word "to" got reduced in size from the previous note. Now, on the back, we got Monticello again. That didn't change on the 1953 series, but it was a change on the 1963 series, and I'll speak about that in a minute. All right, so the final change to the $2 bill came in 1963. when the motto "In God We Trust" was added to the reverse side over Monticello. And this is what I'm speaking about. All right, so I'll show you the series year again, 1953. Here we got a 1963. Now, the last episode that I made, I was speaking about literature. And the literature is the wording. So you got nothing up here on the 53 series, but on the 1963 series, you got the motto, "In God We Trust." Because this motto was added to all U.S. currency in the year 1957. And with this being series year 1963, that is the last time this bill, this currency type was updated. And that's why it has the motto, "In God We Trust," on the 63 series and not on the 53 series. There we go. Also, there was another, so there was, in addition to the reverse of the note, a subtraction to the obverse side of the note. So silver certificates were soon to be no longer redeemable in silver. So will paid to the bearer on demand was removed from the obverse. So now as you look at the series year 1953, you got the will paid to the bearer on demand. But on the 63 series, it was removed. The United States of America will pay to the bearer on demand $2. On 63, it only states that the United States of America, $2. Removing the obligation will pay to the bearer on demand. So those are the changes. And that was the last change on this currency type for the $2 bill. So, excuse me. So in August 1966, the $2 denomination of United States notes were officially discontinued, but these notes remain legal tender. Now, speaking on Monticello. Monticello was the primary plantation of Thomas Jefferson. He began designing Monticello after inheriting land from his father at age 14. It is located outside Charlottesville, Virginia, in the Piedmont region. The plantation was originally 5,000 acres. Now, due to its man, this word right here is tripping me up. Now, due to its architectural and historic significance, the property has been designated a National Historic Landmark. I'll get an image of it right there. And you can see why it's a beautiful home. It's a beautiful looking space. In 1987, Monticello and nearby University of Virginia, also designed by Jefferson, were together designated a UNESCO historic site, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The main house was designed using neoclassical principles described by Italian Renaissance architect. Situated on the summit of an 850-foot high peak in southwest mountains, south of the Rivanna Gap, the name Monticello derives from Italian meaning little mountain. Now, something else to acknowledge Thomas Jefferson and his contributions. Thomas Jefferson also has a presidential memorial dedicated to him. Now, it was constructed in 1939 and it was completed in 1943 in Washington, D.C. It is a neoclassical style and is situated in West Potomac Park on the shore of the Potomac River. It was designed by John Russell Pope. Now, The memorial features multiple quotes from Jefferson intended to capture his ideology and philosophy. Jefferson is widely considered among the most influential political minds of his era. I went there and I seen this. This is by far my most favorite structure on the National Mall. For some odd reason, it's just beautiful. Like, I just love looking at it. Look at that. That's beautiful. I like it. All right, so moving on to the next currency type. Now, in celebration of the United States bicentennial, a $2 Federal Reserve note series 1976 was introduced. And this is what we got right here. I ain't gonna show you the back, more to follow on the back. All right, so the new design maintained the portrait of Jefferson on the front of the bill, but on the back it changed from Monticello to a vignette of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And this is what we got. Now, it went from red seal, Monticello, to a green seal, and the engraving of the Declaration of Independence. Now, the vignette on the back of the current $2 Federal Reserve note, not United States note, the Federal Reserve note features an engraving of John Turnbull's painting, Declaration of Independence. The original Turnbull painting portrayed 47 people, 42 of whom were signers of the Declaration. There were 56 in total. However, because of the limited amount of space on the note, 5 of the 47 men in the painting were not included on the engraving. I'm sorry to hear that. And also, now since, like I said on my previous episode, 1976, my previous episode, I was speaking about the literature on the note. In 1957, it is in law that all U.S. currency will have "In God We Trust" on the note. So it went from up top above Monticello to being added to the bottom. All right, 1 second. All right, we're back. All right, so like I said, "In God We Trust" was added to the bottom. Now, the $2 Federal Reserve note wasn't issued until 1976, and that was to bring more awareness to the $2 bill as a whole and to celebrate the bicentennial of the United States. The $2 bill has not been printed in the apologies. The $2 bill has been printed in the following currency types: United States notes and Federal Reserve notes. All right, so I'm zoomed in for a minute. I'm zoom out. All right, so looking at these two notes right here, the image is pretty much the same. It has the same portrait. Something that is different is that on this Federal Reserve note, it has a Federal Reserve seal. And this indicates that this bill came from one of the 12 Federal Reserve districts. Up here, you will see that there is no Federal Reserve seal on any of the currency types or on any of the series years of that currency type. Two, no Federal Reserve seal, and also nan right there. So this pretty much tells and identifies that these United States notes came directly from the U.S. Treasury, when this Federal Reserve note came from one of 12 Federal Reserve banks, i.e. districts. And I got an episode speaking about Federal Reserve districts as well, so check that out. All right, so let's get into the fun facts. All right, so fun fact about these notes are the $2 note is one of two notes that was not included with the monochrome redesign series, the other note being the $1 bill. The $2 note of series year 2021 is not slotted as of yet to be printed. And the thing that's significant with that series year 2021 is that is the first series year that has the signature of two women. One serving as the Treasurer of the United States and the other the Secretary of Treasury. Another fun fact, the $2 bill is the only bill that was discontinued and re-entered into public circulation. Other notes that was discontinued are the $500 bill, the $1,000 bill, the $5,000 bill, and the $10,000 bill. Of all those notes, the only one that was printed, discontinued, and re-entered into circulation is the $2 bill. And last fun fact. All right, so once reprinted and issued, it is the only currency, it is the only denomination that was reprinted and issued, but as a different currency type, going from being a United States note to a Federal Reserve note. Legal tender. All right. That's all we got for this one. Until next time. Oh, like, comment, share, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. Let's keep pushing the channel, man. Let's make legal tender grow. All right. Till next time. Keep it legal. Keep it tender. Talk to you soon.